And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. Yes, folks, we're back. So is Garry. Um, Now, we did plan on having an episode last week, but I got sick. I'm still getting over it slightly. You might hear it in my voice a little bit. My vocal cords have not fully recovered, but I'm much better than I was a week ago. So, we're back to recording. We're recording this a few days earlier than we normally do because Garry will be out of town for a while, and I didn't want to do 2 skipped episodes in a row. So, we're doing this. Don't worry, we have plenty of talk about because we did miss last week. It's March, everybody. Welcome to March. We
playing it because we'll get copyrighted.
That is true. That's why I had to do my improvisation there. So that's exciting. We got a lot of stuff to go over about that, as well as a couple NASCAR races in the books. We're going to talk about those too, and a few other things. So, I did not come up with any trivia for this week because, again, I was fighting off a sickness. I don't know if Garry has anything, though. He said he might. I don't remember if he said he did or not.
I can get one up. I mean, I know one.
All right, Gary's got trivia this week. I'm pumped.
Okay. So, before the Jacksonville Icemen, this is an ECHL question, by the way. It ain't Kalamazoo or whatever. Before the Jacksonville Icemen, what, where, and what were their team?
Are you holding a credit card in your hand right now?
No, I'm holding bicycle cards.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's what I was focused on. Could you repeat the question? I was like, this guy's about to give us.
Before
This guy's about to solicit credit card information. I'm about to ban him.
before the Jacksonville Icemen, what name were they? Like, what team name were they in? What city were they in?
Um. Um.
You should know them. We went to a game.
Oh, was it the Muskegon Lumberjacks?
They used to be known as the Muskegon Fury.
Oh.
So those banners that you saw were the Muskegon Fury. Well, now they're the Jacksonville Icemen. The only reason why I asked that question was because March 6th, I'm going to the K Wings versus Jacksonville Icemen game. Can't wait for that. Um,
Nice. Good trivia. Good trivia. Um. Also, this is the first episode since the backlog ran out. Want to comment on that real quick? I did have a couple of video ideas that I was gonna do. Then I got sick, and they're rants. So when my vocal cords aren't working, no ranty. I'm gonna try and record them later after this episode, so you might see them this week. I got a few rant ideas. Anyway, podcast time. Got some football stuff to go over. A couple big things for the Lions. This was heavily rumored for a while, but it was finally officially released and confirmed that they will be playing a home game in Munich, Germany, next year.
it's a home game for Amon-Ra.
It is. It's a true home game for Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's pretty cool. Um, Yeah, they're taking away one of the Lions' home games for it, so they'll have exactly 8 home games and 8 away games, technically, plus this game. The date and the opponent is not confirmed, but they're going to be playing at the Alliance Arena, whatever it's called. Normally it's a soccer arena. It's one of the more highly touted arenas in professional soccer, especially over in Europe. It's one of highly rated stadiums, so it's pretty exciting, and it should be a lot of fun. So hopefully they go out and they win, but that'll depend on who the opponent is, and they have not said who the opponent is going to be. It's the first time the Lions have played overseas in 12 years as well. They really did not play in London at all. They played in London in 2014. That was the last time.
Nope, because London's based with Jacksonville.
That's true.
And what they should do is they should relocate Jacksonville into London.
True. Remember that?
Good point.
Remember when that was a legitimate rumor that the Jaguars were going to move to London? That would have been wild.
I just hate the dude that owns it. That handlebar mustache just gets me irritated.
Duval.
It's like seeing Mario.
It's
like
crazy.
seeing Mario. He looks like Mario. It looks like he's gonna bounce.
I love stomping on those Koopas and Goombas. Oh, he does kind of look like Mario. You're not wrong there. He is a pretty bad owner as well. But what can you expect from a team based in Jacksonville?
Like, you're not going to tell me that's not Mario.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I believe it. Now, why
especially that smile. I mean,
yeah, that definitely is Mario. Just put him in a red suit and a red cap, and I think you think he's ever dressed up as Mario?
I mean, you gotta figure out his height. He has to be like 5'9" and all that, or else he's Luigi. You know.
Well, that's only if he's planning on doing a couple's costume with somebody else. Then you would have to see, like, if he did a couple's costume with Dan Campbell, well, then he could probably get away with being Mario. But if he's going to be a couple's costume with
Dan Campbell?
With who's short?
If he's short, he could just, do it with Trevor Lawrence.
That is true. He could just do it with Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence just has to dye his hair black or brown or whatever Luigi has.
Do you think he'd do that? I think he would. I don't think he'd have a choice. Well, he could have a choice.
Do it or you're fired.
Be an extreme choice, but he would have a choice.
Do it or you're fired.
The only other piece of Detroit Lions news that I have is not a good one. Terrion Arnold might be getting arrested and suspended for the season. So last year he was the victim of 2 robberies on his rental properties that totaled $100,000. And allegedly he has taken matters into his own hands. And he is accused of kidnapping and armed robbery with his friends in retaliation for the robberies. Now, I will be honest. I don't know if that's 100% true. I couldn't get a lot of actual verified information on that. But there's nothing in the comments of that post or any other related post that say it's fake. And I trust the internet on everything. So I'm going to believe it's true. Because it's Darian Arnold. Now, you would think that if he was actually getting formally arrested or tried or it was actually confirmed that he did these things, that we would have heard something from a bigger news source. But we haven't, so maybe we'll be fine, but it's something to keep an eye on. Then the only other football related news I had was some sad news from the Minnesota Vikings. Rondale Moore took his own life a few days ago. He was 25.
New Boilermaker.
Yep. Played football at Purdue and then was on the Vikings.
He was on the Arizona Cardinals too, and it was so sad to know that J.J. Watt was a part of that team, right? And, there's a video out there. I don't know if people can look it up. Just look up Rondale Moore and J.J. Watt practice. And, Rondale Moore is upset that he dropped the ball. Because as a running back and a wide receiver, you don't want to drop the ball. That's your main key. Well, J.J. Watt says something very smart. It's not Sunday, is it? This is practice. You're going to drop stuff. If it's not Sunday, drop it. You learn from it. And J.J. Watt said he was always there for him when he was down. And, it sucks. It really does.
Yeah, it really sucks. Rest in peace, Rondale Moore. Tough tragedy for sure. Anyways, that's all I had for football stuff, unless you had anything else, Garry, or no? Okay.
Nope.
On to basketball. Like I said, March is here, which means it is crunch time for college basketball. So what has been going on? Well, for MSU the men's team, it has been quite a good couple of weeks. They beat UCLA 82-59. Then they held on to beat Ohio State at home 66-60. That was with Bruce Thornton scoring 32 of Ohio State's 60 points. And MSU did have an almost double-digit lead with a minute to go and nearly blew it. But they held on. Then they got by far their most impressive win of the season when they go on the road to Mackey Arena against number 8 Purdue, a place they hadn't won in 12 freaking years. And what do? They win! Woohoo! Yeah, baby! I was so happy when they won. I could not believe it. They, like I said, they hadn't won there in 12 years. I could not, they always play like dog shit over there. And this was a tight game. This was a tight game. Purdue got out to a double-digit lead fast, but MSU clawed back in it. And after that, it was the back and forth effort. But they played great. MSU did. Went cold down the stretch scoring wise, but played some great defense. And then Matt Painter drew up the play of the century with 3 seconds to go, and just said, "Hey, Braden Smith, take a half court shot because you've been shooting the ball well all night." Wasn't. He was just passing the ball, and he missed, and we won, 76-74.
Let me just say this, too, that, as you know, my brother-in-law went to college at Purdue, right? He has said multiple times that Purdue does this kind of stuff. They start off good, winning games, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to March, they go to shit. And guess what happens?
They went to shit.
Yeah,
I mean, they had a really good start to the season. They were the preseason number 1. They just have not looked that good this year. They've now had 4 home losses on the year, which I think is the first time that's happened in forever. They don't really have a consistent scorer. Braden Smith is not it. He is just a passer. That's all he does. He got his 1,000th assist during the MSU game. 1,000th career assist. Funny enough, it wasn't really an assist. It came off of a goaltend, which I find really, really funny. But, oh well, whatever. The win's a win. MSU should shoot up in the rankings because of that. Obviously, the rankings aren't out at the time that we're recording this, but they should be out soon. And then to back it up, MSU concluded their road trip today at the time of recording this, and they beat Indiana 77-64 to pull off the season sweep of the Hoosiers. And what was a tighter game than it should have been, but Indiana literally only shot threes. They only took threes, so of course they're going to make a bunch of them, even though their shooting percentage really wasn't that good. But MSU had a response every time. A lot of their players are starting to really warm up at the right time. Kurt Tang's starting to get hot. Jackson Kohler's starting to get hot. Cam Ward's starting to get hot right at the right time. Jeremy Fear's still good. Carson Cooper's been playing elite level of basketball. So they are starting to really get into March form. They have 2 regular season games left. So it's going to be interesting to see how they fare in those. Especially the last game of the regular season at Michigan.
Yeah. I was going to say, isn't it Rutgers and then Michigan?
Yeah, it's Rutgers, which they shouldn't have any problems with. And then,
Michigan.
And then Michigan.
Scum. Weasels.
That'll probably be a loss. But if they keep playing at the level, if they play like they did at Purdue, they'll have a shot against Michigan.
We might actually have a shot at Michigan. Their top
might.
guy, I guess, got a torn ACL.
It wasn't their top guy, but yes, they did lose a player to a torn ACL.
Top shooter. One of their top shooters.
So maybe, just maybe, we'll stick it back to those pesky Wolverines.
No, those pesky weasels.
Drip.
They're always weasels to me.
Drip. So things are looking good for the men's team. Now things aren't looking as good for the women's team. Their NCAA tournament, they're in the NCAA tournament, right? But their chances of hosting the NCAA tournament were kind of on the ropes. But they did pull off back-to-back wins versus Northwestern, 104-68 on their senior night. Then they got a huge ranked road win at number 23 Minnesota, 75-61, pulling away late in that game. So at that point, they looked like they were in a pretty comfortable position to host, just as long as they, sort of showed up against Ohio State and then maybe won a couple Big Ten tournament games. Well, part 1 of that plan did not get executed well at all. At one point, MSU was down 44-14 in this game against Ohio State. They got their ass wiped. They were almost back down to single digits at one point, which was impressive, but Ohio State was able to weather the storm and take the win here. 13th ranked Ohio State got the win, 87-68. So MSU's regular season has concluded. After this loss, they are probably going to really suffer in the rankings. They're hovering 500 in conference play, which is not great. So, not good. Their chances of hosting the NCAA tournament are slim, but they move on to the Big Ten tournament. They still have a chance to make their case for it. But they're going to need to win a couple games. They are going to be a 7 seed, which is really low for what they've been playing at this year. But the Big Ten is good, a good conference for the women this year. And they did have a great non-conference record to really boost their ranking. So it'll be interesting.
I just realized what they need to do is they need to do this host for the men's. Why can't we do that?
Well, the reason why they do that for the women is because they'd be losing money on the venues in those rounds that the women host, whereas the men, they don't lose that money because they sell out, obviously.
Right. But I'm not talking about like the championship or this or that. No, I'm talking about like in the first round, who's ever the top seed in the first round gets the home advantage. And then you go to a neutral site.
Yeah, but there's not as much money in that.
Do you know how much money they would pay to go see a Michigan State game if they were home for March Madness and the bottom of Breslin Center would say March Madness?
Yeah, but with that, the schools can set the prices. Like, they go off of whatever the schools charge for, like, their regular season games. Whereas if they put it in, like, a neutral site, pro venue, they can charge astronomically more for tickets and make a lot more revenue. That's really what it comes down to. It'd be cool, but not practical, for sure. I did have some like other general NCAA basketball action to go over as well. Some upsets that I wanted to touch on over the last couple of weeks. Creighton took down number 5 UConn a couple weeks ago, 91-84 on the road. Very impressive win there for Creighton. Cincinnati took down what was then number 8th ranked Kansas, 84-68. Dominant win there. Not really a massive upset, but I thought it was funny. Central beat Western 83-70.
You did this on purpose, didn't you? You did this on purpose, didn't you? I freaking called it. I hate you so much. Okay, he's doing this because if you guys know, I am a Western fan. My sister went to Western, and for ever since I said I made a basket at Western, they have been teasing me every single day.
I came back.
So, fuck
Listen,
Central.
it's a
Fuck
big
the
rivalry.
Gibbs. They suck.
So that was that. In a really weirdly timed non-conference matchup, Duke took down then top-ranked Michigan 70-63. So now Duke is at the top of the standings again. That was a pretty tightly contested game for sure. Another upset, UCLA was then 10th ranked Illinois at the buzzer, 95-94 in overtime, knocking off the Fighting Illini. And then recently, just today, Ohio State took down 8th ranked Purdue at home, or no, on the road.
No. Don't skip it. Don't skip it. I know what you put down. Don't skip it.
We're getting to that. We're getting to it.
He does this thing on purpose.
Ohio State took down 8th ranked
for
Purdue at home 82-64 to very dramatically boost their NCAA tournament resume. So big win there for Ohio State. Purdue with back-to-back
Ohio
losses
State
as well.
hasn't been to an NCAA tournament since they said 1987. So it's been a while for Ohio State.
They've been to the NCAA tournament more. They've been to the NCAA tournament fairly recently.
Hold on. Let me double check on that because I'm pretty sure they said during that game that it's been a while since they hit the NCAA tournament. I may be wrong.
It's been a year, Daddy. I really, really miss you. Anyways, while Gary's looking that up, I have one more college basketball thing to talk about. As you guys know, the only undefeated team left in D1 college basketball is that of Miami, Ohio. And they're in the MAC. Things got a little dicey this past weekend, though, when they went on the road to none other than Garry's place of rooting, Western. And Ann was actually in attendance, and we
should have had Ann in.
yeah, we're gonna have, I think we're gonna have Ann on next week to talk about a few things, including this game. So Ann can elaborate on it a little bit more at that time. But
Well, you guys can do it because I will be at my sister's until about Thursday, I think. So. Go ahead, continue.
Western had a late lead in this game, and that would have been a huge upset. But they choked. Western choked. Miami rallied back and hit a buzzer beater. Literally last second layup to send Western fans home sad. 69-67. Western's students were literally ready to storm the court, and I was hoping so hard that Western would have won that game, only because I think it would have been really poetic and really funny if Ann Pomeroy had been involved in a court storm, because Ann Pomeroy is the biggest court storm hater that you will ever meet. And I think it would have just been really poetic. But unfortunately, it did not get to happen. And Miami stays undefeated. Okay, that is it for college basketball. But we've got some pro basketball to go over, mainly the Pistons. Pistons have been have been coming back from the All-Star break. They went out and beat the Knicks again, 126-111, to take the season series over New York. Then they beat the Bulls, 126-110 in their first game, or their first time meeting Jaden Ivey since he got traded. Got the win there. But this past week they did run into a really, really tough stretch. Thankfully it was at home. But the first game they lost to the Spurs, 114-103. That was a terribly played game from Victor Wembanyama. And the Spurs still won because the rest of their shooters could not miss. And then Wemby took over at the end.
You're right. 2022 was their last.
You know, I totally forgot you were even looking that up. But cool.
It's okay.
But then they rebounded. They had a scary but prevailing experience, taking down the shorthanded Thunder 124-116. That was without Chet, that was without SGA, that was without most of OKC's starters, and they almost did not win. So that was good.
I don't care what people say about, oh, we didn't have this guy, we didn't have this guy, we didn't have this guy. If you can't beat the best team even without your guys, you ain't the best team. Without Cade Cunningham, and without Isaiah Smith, and without Tobias Harris, we can still beat the team. Bitches.
That is true. Garry kind of spitting.
I was spitting, actually. I need to clean off my monitor.
Did not need to know that, but okay. Then most recently, the Pistons were able to hold on in a thriller against the Cavaliers, 122 to 119 in overtime. A game that Cleveland dominated for the most part. They were able to come back from hitting 3 free throws at the end of the game to force overtime and then holding on for the win there. So,
were they out of with James Harden too?
it was without James
Harden.
Yeah, it was without James Harden, but let's be honest, James Harden wouldn't have done shit anyways. So
he hurt his little fingy. He hurt it, so he couldn't play.
the best part, by the way, of the Pistons game, two things actually. One, the horn broke during the game. There's like a 20-minute delay, and so they ended up just using an air horn after that, which I thought was really, really funny. But they got it fixed. Also, ESPN, what the fuck are you doing? Putting like 3 cameras on the technical operations guy who's at the scores table trying to fix the horn. That guy looked so stressed out because he had 3 fucking cameras, and he's got the ESPN guy standing like right in front of him commentating on the whole matter of what's going on. I'm like, give him some fucking space. Let him be. What are you doing?
And you got the cameras going like that, almost to his face, like he's like broke.
It was pissing me off. It was like, get out of here, dude. What are you doing? The other funny part was the Cleveland fans sitting courtside that were wearing. There was one kid wearing a Nick Chubb jersey, and then there was a really drunk dad, and there was another kid, and they were going absolutely ballistic every time Cleveland did anything. And then it was really, really funny once the Pistons started taking over at the end of the game, watching watching the tone shift from them to the Pistons fans sitting next to them, and just like their blank expressions on their faces. I thought that was really funny because there were a lot of Cleveland fans at that game, and they all got sent home.
Because the only reason why they were good at
All right, anyways, that's all the basketball stuff I had, unless you had anything else, Gary?
I do not. Let's get on to hockey.
All right. MSU action. In the Notre Dames, they swept Notre Dame last week, winning 4-2 and then 8-2. So, pretty easy stuff there. Then they went into their final home series. They are going to host the Big Ten tournament in some capacity, so it's not their last home game, but it's their last home series against Ohio State. They got their ass beat in the first game, 5-1. And then they went out in the second game and looked like they were going to lose again, getting swept on senior night, but they rallied, went to overtime, and ended up going to a 13 round shootout. 13 round shootout they ended up going to, but they pulled it off. They pulled off the win 4-3 in that shootout. So now they sit with 2 games to go. They sit 2 points behind Michigan in the standings. 2 more points, they will clinch the 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. 3 points, they will win the Big Ten title outright because Michigan is done. No more games for Michigan, but 2 more for MSU. So, but they're at Minnesota, so we'll see if they can pull it off. Because I want to touch on a couple of upsets in NCAA hockey before I go on to pros. Wisconsin took down Michigan 4-1, and then last week, and then this weekend, Minnesota was able to pull off a split with Michigan too, as they won them in the first game 4-2. So, who knows? Maybe Minnesota will do the same thing to us, and we'll lose, and we'll lose, and we'll lose, and we'll lose, and we'll lose. Or we'll get our shit together and actually do what we are supposed to fucking do, which is win. Who knows? Red Wings are back from the Olympic break, I should say. Finally, now they've got to start focusing on their playoff hunt.
Gold medal, baby! Gold medal, man!
Yep, Dylan Larkin picked up right where he left.
USA!
Dylan Larkin picked up right where he left off in the first game back against the Senators, as he scored both the Red Wings goals, including the game winner in overtime, as the Red Wings won 2-1.
Would you look at that, Canada?
Then they got.
Let's be honest here.
Then they got kind of knocked back on their ass.
You can never be.
They lost to the Hurricanes 5-2 most recently, so kind of got knocked back a little bit there, but that's okay. Hurricanes are a good team.
USA.
Okay, that's all the hockey action I had. I'm going to leave it to Garry to talk about the K-Wings results now.
First, we are going to talk about an ECHL thing that happened recently, as there will be a new ECHL team from New Mexico. So, the only reason why I'm putting this up is because of the fact Colorado AHL affiliate is the Colorado, I think, Hawks, I think, something, I don't know, but it's based in Colorado. This one is New Mexico, not far from Colorado, that right. Guess what they're naming their team? Goat Heads. Goat Heads. You could have not have thought of anything better.
I guess not.
Based on an avalanche thing. The New Mexico. I'm trying to think. Shit, why am I drawing a blank? Anyways, base it on anything that's Colorado based. Heck, the New Mexico Buffaloes. Colorado Buffaloes, New Mexico Buffaloes. Anything other than goat heads. Look up New Mexico Goat Heads, and you will tell me that is the most stupidest logo. You guys can't see it, but I tell you what, look it up. It's worse.
Hey, listen, I don't know, man. All right. Listen, I don't make the names.
I know you don't. I'm not blaming you. But,
I would have called them the New Mexico drug dealers. And then they could have had Walter White.
Bro, there's a lot of drug dealers in there.
That's what I would have called them.
That is the only ECHL I have. There has been a lot in K-Wings. Let me just tell you, beginning of this, the K-Wings are 5 spots back. They were 5 spots back by the start of this thing that I'm telling you, right?
Okay.
Of the last final position. So that's good in a way, because easier schedule other than we had Wheeling. Let me tell you the scores. K-Wings win game against the Cyclones in Cincinnati.
Let's go.
6-4.
Ooh.
Now, this is where it gets crucial. Because the K-Wings need to beat the Fuel. Sweep them. Or at least 2 games, right? Because they have the Fuel ahead of them in the standings now. Now that we beat Cincinnati, they're behind us. We're in front of them. What do? K-Wings win against the Indy Fuel 4-3. We are now 4 games behind. Next game is against the Fuel on February 21st. My sister was at this game, and let me tell you, it was a heck. Okay? The K-Wings, in overtime, beat the Fuel 4-3. And then, right there, they're 3 points behind the cutoff spot. People in Kalamazoo are probably thinking to themselves, we might see some playoff hockey. Hey, Tyler. You remember the time when I said that this won't last long?
Yeah, I do.
You remember when I said this wouldn't last long?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, February 24th, they faced the Fuel in Indy. We got demolished 6-4.
Oh boy.
Or 6-2.
Oh boy.
You want to know what makes it more worse?
No.
On the 27th of February, we go against a great Wheeling team, a Wheeling Nailers team, who is really good. No doubt to them, they're making the playoffs. We lose 7-2. We go back to Cincinnati. We're tied with them. Yeah, we lose to them too.
Yeah, boy.
All those points that we gained at home and in Cincinnati literally went to shit. But the good news is they won today, 6-5, in regulation. Yay!
Hey!
I hate this fucking team. God, I have to watch them on Saturday. I don't want. They are gonna make me stressed. I am gonna come home and you are gonna see white hair because I am so stressed about this goddamn team.
Can't let them stress you out that much, Gary. All you can do is make sure that you log your event on sportslogbook.com. The rest.
Yes, that's right, baby.
The rest is
I feel
history.
like what's gonna happen. How about this? And I want to do this. You will know because I will send a picture of me drinking if they're losing by the first period against Jacksonville. I will send a picture. Either I'm drinking a pop or I'm drinking a beer. One of those two will happen, and you will know exactly what's happening.
Can't wait.
This team is shit.
I can't wait to see which it'll be.
Let's be honest here. It's going to be the beer. I mean, I can't not have this team just not win for one single time. I saw only one playoff in my lifetime. I saw one playoff in my lifetime. That's it.
Don't worry. It gets better. Before it gets worse.
I haven't seen a playoff game since the Tigers did it. Back in, 2013? That was my last playoff game I went to.
You went to one of the Tigers playoff games then? That was cool. That's fucking sweet. You didn't tell me that.
I did it because my Special Olympics team won in Division One, and we got the opportunity, and we got to go on the field. And I didn't get to meet Verlander, Cabrera, or Scherzer, but
That's fucking cool. Which
it was
game?
worth it.
Who'd you see? Who'd you see play?
I think it was it Tigers and either had to be the Twins or Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember vividly. I do know though that big screen was where it said just Comerica and then Park on it. It didn't have the Tigers on it. So whenever that didn't get changed, it was before the Tigers.
Well, make sure to log that event too on sportslogbook.com. Playoff game.
No.
Okay, anyway, that's it for hockey. Speaking of baseball, not really much to go over. I do have, there was a bobblehead announcement for the Lugnuts. They're doing another Peanuts Night bobblehead on June 12th against the Cedar Rapids Cardinals. It's a Snoopy bobblehead. Last year they did the Woodstock 75th anniversary.
This one.
This year it's Snoopy.
First, let us say our rest in peace to this bobblehead.
What did you do? Oh my God, I can't. This guy.
So what happened was
can't give this guy anything. You decapitated Woodstock. What? How did you do that? Wait. Show the box. Show the box again. That's what it's supposed to look like. That's what it's supposed to look like. Okay, wait, hold her still. Hold her still. Do you see? Do you see the boys?
I don't see. I don't see the problem here.
How do you?
I really don't.
Wait,
I don't really see the problem.
So do you see the little bars on the side that's holding the balloon up? That's supposed to hold. Make sure you don't touch fucking Woodstock.
Okay, I'll tell you what happened.
All right.
Okay.
I fucked up my throat again. No rants for a couple days, guys. Sorry.
It was the same thing with the Rasmutin head.
Okay, but that guy doesn't have pillars guarding him, so it makes more. It's still stupid.
What happened?
But it's less stupid.
I'm getting this fixed. Okay, I'm getting Gorilla Glue or something like that and putting it on him. What they told me is that his head was supposed to bobble. So what I was trying to do was literally try to see how it does. No, listen. Okay? Because when I walk, I stomp, okay? I have big feet. They shake all the time. And I didn't want to have to make noise and then it just go like make a loud noise. I didn't know how far it went.
Why are you carrying the bobblehead around while walking?
When I walk in my room.
Oh.
Like if I was to walk right now, you can't see it, but if I was to walk around right now, that Tom Izzo bobblehead would be moving. That, or to be honest, I would wake up at night and that bobblehead would move without me even touching it. I think I'm haunted haunted sometimes.
You definitely are. I've seen your house. It's definitely haunted.
I mean, just look at that Charmander.
True.
That is a Charmander, by the way. It's a derpy fucking Charmander that I got off of eBay. It's a fucking. It's off eBay.
The fuck is that nose?
I don't know.
And where's his
my
mouth?
Question. Got it off eBay. So, I pretend that this octopus is taking over his brain.
Smart.
But we don't talk about this or that. Let's talk about the podcast. Meanwhile, while you're talking, I'm going to go put Headless Woodstock back so that he doesn't break even more.
That seems like... It astonishes me that of all bobbleheads that you could have broken, like all bobbleheads that you could have decapitated somebody by, that was the one. The one that has a protective rim around him.
Listen, you'll be surprised.
Anyway, that's the only baseball news that I had. I am going to try and get that Snoopy bobblehead.
Me too.
When it comes out.
Even though Snoopy doesn't have a friend,
Not
hang
anymore.
out with anymore.
Not anymore. Whose fault is that?
Them not telling me.
Okay. Anyway, Gary's got some MSU baseball results to go over, so I'll let him finish out this baseball segment.
Now that we're done dying in laughter, so MSU was doing their stuff these past couple days. From the 20th to the 22nd, I'm not even going to tell you the score. They were playing number 3, Texas. They lost every single one of them. They got swept. It wasn't a big surprise. Okay. Texas is a good team. I knew they weren't going to win it. They were surprisingly on how they beat Louisville. It was a surprise for me. All right. The 27th, they faced Big Ten opponent. I think this is their first Big Ten opponent this year. And it was against Illinois. Well, they went into 10 innings. You want to know what happened? They lost.
Typical Jake Boss Jr. stuff.
They lost. Now they go up against Albany. I think that's how you say the name. Albany. Maybe.
I think Albany.
Albany. Albino. I'm just gonna say albino.
Albino. It's Albany.
I said albino. February 28th. They beat them 4-1, and then just today, not even a couple minutes ago, they lose to James Madison University 2-1. So practically, they had a very bad week. They only had one win this week. I tell you, Michigan State needs to get it going before they go into Jackson Field, because that's their goal. They want to keep that trophy. Which, if you guys are in the state of Michigan and you guys want to go see a good baseball game for 7 innings, it's Michigan State versus the Lansing Lugnuts. Come on by. You may see me.
And me.
And him.
Probably not me, but...
Probably not.
The chance is not zero.
We'll do a meet and greet.
Yeah, definitely. Sure.
when I'm on my break.
The meeting spot's going to be a park bench about 3 blocks away from the stadium.
It's called State of Michigan.
True. It's called the county jail. Anyway, when we talked about the Red Wings, I thought that we had already talked about the Olympics last episode, but we didn't. I forgot because we didn't do one. The Olympics are over. Nothing crazy that I really wanted to bring up from this, except that both the men's and women's hockey teams took gold against Canada. USA, 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 USA.
I wake up every morning, every stinking morning, looking at that. Did I just say wooking? My God, I just said wooking with a W.
You're a Wookiee now. You're a Wookiee. You are a Wookiee, Harry. I can't.
You are a wizard, Harry.
You're a Wookiee, Harry. So that was cool. Cool moment for sure. So, good job, both men's and women's U.S. Hockey teams.
And you'll never beat us, Canada. No matter how hard you try.
That's all the other sports news that it has. We have a results coming in. Score result. The Pistons picked up another victory, ladies and gentlemen, beating the Orlando Magic 106-92.
Play the song, Orlando Magic. Orlando.
Cade Cunningham,
Orlando
29
Magic.
points. Tobias Harris, 23 points. Duran, another double-double. Cade had a double-double, too. Good win. Good win all around. So the Pistons go to 45-14. They're 31 games over 500. Wow.
Hey, guess what? Play the song. Oh, we're so white.
True. True.
Oh.
All right, anyway.
Anyway, continue.
The last topic we got to talk about is NASCAR, obviously. We have 2 race weekends to go over because we skipped last week. Atlanta was the first one. Now, the truck race was under a lot of controversy because it got rain delayed slightly. But Atlanta has lights, so that shouldn't have been that big of a problem. But they still decided to put a timer on the race to cut it off at a certain point. Don't know why they did that, but they did. Made for a pretty boring race because nobody wanted to make any moves because they didn't want the race to end early. But Kyle Busch won. Bushwhacking it up in the truck series on the late pass. So, woohoo, cool. Kyle Busch wins. Woohoo, awesome. Xfinity Series happened the same day, just later. Again, another reason why I was surprised they put a clock on the trucks, but I think the only reason would be they didn't want the Xfinity race starting too late. I don't know. Anyway, Xfinity race was a lot better. There were some big crashes. Poor Ryan C. crashed again. His chances of his hopes of winning a race are still not come to fruition. He's crossed 400 starts without a win. But it was a good race at the end there. Austin Hill didn't have the greatest race, but still somehow bullshitted his way to the lead at the end. But there was a Cup guy in the field that was going to make sure, with everything that he had, that Austin Hill wasn't going to repeat as a back-to-back winner to start 2026. His name was the Watermelon Man himself, Ross Chastain. Ross Chastain has a huge run on the final lap. Going down the backstretch, Austin Hill comes to block. What does Chastain do? Drives right through Austin Hill, sends him spinning into the grass in turn 3. It kills Ross Chastain's momentum, and he doesn't end up winning. But Austin Hill didn't win, so I consider it a great American service. They're done. But who ended up winning, ended up being that much better. Folks, it happened. Sheldon Creed won a race. Hallelujah. After how many second place finishes? After how much heartbreak?
Bro, I don't want to do that. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to... Okay. I'm trying to copy and paste thing because my N key does not work. But anytime I'm clicking to paste it, it turns the entire thing blue.
What are you trying to copy and paste?
A letter, aka the N.
Garry,
The letter N.
Are you trying to say racial slurs?
The letter N. I cannot physically type the letter N. Or M. Or U.
And the business Alright, anyway. Yes, folks. Give it up for Sheldon Creed. What a win. Oh, God. It felt so good to see him win for once. Oh, it was awesome. So, really, really, really good feel-good win there for Sheldon Creed. Cup race was pretty good, too. Lots of crashes. Lots of good racing all throughout. We took... Trying to remember who we took. We took... Oh yeah, we took Brad Keselowski. Wasn't the greatest idea. I think we got we got a couple stage points, I think. But he ended up falling to the back of the pack and really couldn't recover. So it did not come to fruition. That day, at least. Tyler Reddick ended up doubling up on a win despite getting involved in a crash with 20 laps to go. There was enough. God damn. See? Pain. Yeah. Yeah. Tyler Reddick won. Thingamaboober thing happened. Yeah. And then this weekend, so that was Atlanta. Atlanta was fine. Pretty good, actually, all things considered. Especially the Xfinity race. I was very happy with that. But Cup race, or this weekend, they were in... The trucks were racing in St. Petersburg, actually, doubling up with the IndyCar series in a street course race. I got to watch that race entirely, and I gotta say, it was pretty good. Pretty good race.
I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of the regulars did a really good job, but I was very impressed by some of the guys who were doing one-off starts. James Hinchcliffe, despite getting involved in several incidents and having some mechanical problems, rallied for a top 10. And Dario Franchitti, in his return to racing, guys, the results don't show it, but he ran an incredibly good race. he was up in the top 10 or top 5 pretty much the entire day, up until like the final bit of the race. Then he had a mechanic. Then he had to pit. Ended up finishing in the back, which was very disappointing because I thought he might have been a dark horse contender to win the race, given a couple of cautions at the end. Unfortunately, no. But I thought he did a really, really good job. Ben Rhodes looked good. Ty Majeski looked good. But at the end of the day, it would be Lane Riggs, actually, who would outlast a strong Thor Sport day and come through with the win on fuel mileage, in fact. So Lane Riggs wins St. Petersburg. I was very, very impressed, though. If the trucks wanted to go back and do that next year, I would not be disappointed. I would not say no, because I think it was done really well. Now, the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series were both at COTA this weekend. Xfinity race was okay. I watched the first 2 stages, then I had to go to work, so I saw the last stage and the highlights. It was all right. Shane Van Gisbergen ran another great race. He did end up having to drive through the back a couple times to get back to the lead, but he really was able to do it pretty effortlessly both times. Made some pretty good moves and ended up picking up the win. So, good job, Shane Van Gisbergen. Then the Cup race was boring as shit. Guys, the Gen 7 car just sucks on road courses and short tracks. Let's be real here. More so on road courses. Short tracks, it's getting a little bit better. Only a little bit, but it is getting better. Road courses, though, outside of like Watkins Glen, it sucks. And it sucks here at COTA because COTA's so big that it's so big and it's so wide that it's really, really easy to drive the track and play defense. There's not a lot of good passing points. And, yeah. So we took Ross Chastain this week. And it paid off at the start. We got a stage win. So we got some good stage points. But after that, he kind of fell off. Then he lost a wheel and got penalized for 2 laps. So he finished 35th for the fucking day. That's great. That lost wheel by Ross Chastain was also the only caution for incident the entire race. So fun. Chase Briscoe had a mechanical failure too. He's the only other real big casualty of the race, but oh well. Doesn't matter. Because the winner, for a historic 3rd time in 3 weeks, it's Tyler Reddick again. Started on the pole, dominated pretty much the entire race, held off a late run by SVG at the end, and wins again. And really, outside of that little spurt by SVG, it was not close. Reddick was so good that he was able to pit to flip the stage and still got stage points. So what the fuck? I feel happy for him still, but I can't help but find suspicion that 2311 is cheating. I also have a hard time believing that they are cheating because I feel like this is just fate, and Tyler Reddick's going to win all 36 races this year to spite the court case in NASCAR. We'll see. But Reddick wins again, unfortunately. Now I feel like we kind of have to take him in fantasy next week. But we'll see about that. So overall, it's all right weekend. St. Petersburg was good. And the rest really, nah. I feel like COTA's starting to run its course. Maybe not so much in the Xfinity Series, but the Cup Series definitely. Anyway, that was that.
Back to Formula One.
I'm dying. Hold on. Garry, give your inputs on the races.
Decent race. 8 road courses.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm dying. I'm going to try and make it to the end of the episode. We only have a couple more things to talk about. Anyway. Only a couple other pieces of NASCAR news. Joe Gibbs Racing sued Chris Gabehart, their former competition director, also former crew chief of Denny Hamlin. So that's fun. We'll see how that turns out. We just got over one court case, and we've got another one to go over, so that should be fun. Very, very fun. And the All-Star Race format got announced. Oh my golly, this might be the last year of the All-Star Race, folks. Let's go over this bad boy. So it's going to be a 350 lap race. Split into segments of 75, 75, and 200. There's no open race, so all the cars are going to start. They're going to invert the top 26 in the field after the first segment. And drivers' combined finish the first 2 segments will set the order for the final segment of 26 drivers, which will include winners from this season so far, past champions, the best combined segment finishers, and a fan vote. Oh my God.
Listen.
What is this shit?
I don't hate the All-Star Race. I don't hate the All-Star Race. It's the way the rule is. If you do it like this, more people will watch the All-Star Race. And I'm telling you.
No, they won't.
Just do it. One time. Just do it one time, and people will watch it. You take those segments. You see those segments? Yeah, right there. For the All-Star Race. Okay. For just the All-Star Race, how about you do this? You take them. Take them away. For one race. One race.
No, because the NASCAR
That's
wouldn't
it.
have enough control over their own product. They couldn't implement
Oh,
enough
boo,
ads.
fucking hoo. Boo-hoo.
Here's what's stupid. 350 laps at Dover. Remember, this race is at Dover. Dover is normally a 400-lap race. They're just shortening it by 50 laps and calling it an all-star race. Not an all-star race when every fucking driver could start anyways. Now this is a very slim chance. But with this new format, there is a chance that Cody Ware can win the All-Star race. Now, like I said, it's an extremely slim chance. But why introduce it as a chance at all? What the fuck? It's during the day. Nobody's going to give a fuck. It's during the day. Fucking, I don't even know. I can't even fucking comprehend what the fucking format is for the final segment. and it's at Dover, so there's no lights. It's going to be during the day. Watch it fucking rain, and then we're going to get a Monday race with nobody there in the fucking stands. Or, better yet, they'll just fucking cancel the race. Like, at this point, just make it a points-paying Dover race. Like, just get rid of the All-Star race and make this a regular 400-lap race at Dover. That'd be better than whatever the fuck you've got going on.
Or, I had a better idea. You know, I know this won't happen. Bring it to MIS. We would love to take one of our dates and just, sorry, let me rephrase that. Our only date as the All-Star race.
No, we wouldn't.
We would love to do that.
No, we fucking wouldn't.
Would.
The All-Star race deserves to be in Charlotte, and that is where it should be. A night race in Charlotte. That's where it deserves to be. Not up at fucking Dover. Not up in Michigan. Not in fucking anywhere. Like, why the fuck is this race? Also, no lights, so let's start the race at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. 350 lap race at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You're not going to have to worry about people fucking falling asleep. You don't have to worry about the sun fucking setting with 25 laps to go.
Tyler's really upset, guys. He's going to hurt himself.
So I hate it. I hate the All-Star race.
Watch, the next All-Star race will be at Talladega.
That'd be even worse. Could you imagine racing? Could you imagine a 5-wide pack with 5 laps to go when there's no points on the line? Everybody would die.
Yeah, because Cody Ware would go into lead.
Yeah, Cody Ware would go with the lead, and fucking Carson Hocevar would fucking wreck him intentionally because there wouldn't be any consequences. Or reverse theory, fucking Denny Hamlin will kill Carson Hocevar because, again, no fucking consequences.
Caution Hocevar. Or sorry, not Caution Hocevar. Kevin LePage him.
Fuck that. Fuck that fucking race. Fuck the standings. I feel so bad for Dover. What a great track. And it's being butchered to hell. Anyway. That's all the NASCAR stuff that I had. What else do you got, Gary?
Well, we didn't talk about the records we have of our poker chips.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Oh, we didn't do poker chips last week.
So, I will say it. That's fine. We'll just take one away. I was already going to put on there, and I was trying to do it while you were talking, but it wasn't letting me. I was trying to put the one that we didn't do. But,
didn't work. Shit. Keep going.
But just like fantasy, looks like Tyler is 2-0.
Yay!
He's beating me in every.
Yay!
What the fuck did you just do? What was? Anyways, he wins at Atlanta, but you want to know by how much? You want to know about how much? One spot. Ryan Blaney finished 11th. Chase Elliott finished 12th. I'm in pain. Because I thought my boy Chase Elliott was going to do something. When he did something for Tyler the previous week.
That's my boy.
But no. Because any single time I do something, I have to be the one. You know what? Let's just do a freaking poker chip.
I think of ladies, I think of ladies, I think of ladies.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, here we go.
Okay, Tyler's pick.
Where are they at this weekend? Oh, Phoenix. Oh, God.
The guy who got sick this past weekend.
Yeah, Alex Wellman gets sick, has to fucking dip out with 20 laps to go. That's a great pick to have at Phoenix. Great. Hey, you're probably going to win.
Dude. This is Phoenix. The Wood brothers have never been good at Phoenix.
Yeah, but I have
with any driver.
Yeah, but I have Alex Bowman, so
Alex Bowman has finished better than last.
Yeah, but Alex Bowman's not good. It's not good. Hey, that fixed my camera.
Alex Bowman can actually do stuff.
All right.
So it's either is Tyler gonna go 3-0, or am I gonna finally get my first win at Phoenix? We will find out the next time on Dragon Ball Z.
What we should do is, if we're not going, just in case we have to skip episodes again, we should still do the poker chip selections for the weeks that we have off, so we keep up with the standings. So that way we don't fuck up again like we did last week.
The next week, what's the week after race?
No, we don't do them right now.
What's after Phoenix? No, I'm saying what's after Phoenix.
Let me double check.
Fontana?
Let me double check.
Is it Fontana?
Let me double check. It's Las Vegas. It's Las Vegas.
Is it the Amazon building in Fontana?
Drew?
Oh, so the Amazon building in Fontana.
They're going to race the parking lot. Let me double check.
I like how they kept the start-finish line.
Oh, they did? That's cool.
But that's it, just the start-finish line. They just have, the front area where the start-finish line is, and then the grass, and then pit road. That's all they kept. Everything else from back, they just built.
Damn. Alright, guys, that's going to do it, though, for this week's episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast. I got to go hack up another fucking 3 lungs, and Garry has to go to sleep. It's his bedtime. So, we might be here next week. Probably not. We are trying to get Ann Pomeroy on for a future episode. So, there's that. And, so that should be fun. So, otherwise, though, stay tuned for other much more amazing content, including, hopefully, some more stuff soon on the Pringleson YouTube channel. Once these vocal cords finally get back to full strength and I can do these rants that I want to do, plus a few other things. So until then, guys, see you guys later. Goodbye.